Alright, so driving from the right side today, just to try things a little differently here and see how it feels over here.
Cherokee traffic, Skyhawk 12 Hotel left crosswind, runway 5, Cherokee.
Cherokee County traffic, Skyhawk 32 Echoes, left base runway 5, full stop, Cherokee County.
Alright, let's see how this goes. Got the AC charged up a little bit more, so we'll see how that goes. I just want to test a few things today. I want to see how well those spades are responding to the aerodynamic forces.
Cherokee traffic, Skyhawk 9 for uniform, clear about runway, Cherokee.
Yes, I wanted to see, just feel out how much force it takes to sort of hold full aileron to one stop, and then, you know, for like what crosswind correction would be, see how much it feels like when I'm not moving, and then how much force it's feeling like I have to put in when I'm, you know, doing 40 knots, just to see if those spades.
Cherokee traffic, Skyhawk 12 Hotel, final, runway 5, full stop, Cherokee.
See if the spades are adding anything at this point, you know. So that's kind of the mission right now. Yeah, Cherokee traffic, experimental 2 Tango Delta, runway 5, low speed taxi, Cherokee. So I'm just going to feel this out, see how it feels sitting in my usual seat that I'm more comfortable with, really, in the last several years of the hours that I've got. Actually, it's nice having the stick in the right hand as well. So, let's see, crosswind correction. It still feels pretty loaded up, so it's not really adding much at 40 knots, which I guess is understandable. And I'm going to check the temperatures here in a second in the cabin with my little meat thermometer. That's the only one I have. Nice cold air coming out of the vent, and I'll check the temp on that as well. It's 83 or 81 degrees outside right now. Oh, the other thing I want to check is, and I'll be doing it later, is looking at the logs and seeing how the ambient air temperature coming into the intake of the engine responds to the flow coming in there from the vent, from the inlet, when you're going down the runway, because it should be pretty hot there when I'm sitting idling, and then it should go fairly quickly to ambient outside temperature. Alright, so let's have a look at this. So what's coming out the vent. This looks like it's going to get down to just under 49 because we're at 49.4 right now. And that feels plenty cold coming out there, as cold as what it is in my car. So let's just see what the cabin temp is in here right now. Just let that sit for a little bit. So while I'm waiting for that, somebody made the comment on my last video that they thought the visibility I had was poor and I couldn't see over the panel. I'm sitting probably in my comfy position right now, the way I would normally sit, and I'm going to put the camera here right at my eye level and then just pan around so you know people can see exactly what I'm seeing here. I'll put that in the video. So as you can see, the glare shield is not in the way at all. The only thing blocking my vision is the windscreen line there, but that's, I mean, barely blocking my vision. Even the foreplane, I mean, the A-pillar pretty much blocks most of that, but you know, if I need to move my head around like this, I can see everything that I need to see, and if I lean forward, I can see pretty much straight up here. You know, it doesn't take much effort to see all that. And someone also commented that the stick didn't look very ergonomic, so if I put my hand on the stick here, you can see my elbow here is resting on the armrest there, and then my hand just falls on the stick. And I've got the stick here and sort of trimmed in the level flight position there, so really, and it's just completely relaxed, just dropping it on there, and it sits on there beautifully, so totally comfortable about that. Alright, looks like it's showing 78 in here is the ambient temperature right now, which I guess is not too bad, seeing that I'm just sitting here in the sun and idling. And it feels 77. Yeah, it feels comfortable enough. Alright, let's take for another run and see how we go. AC's going on and off again. Not sure if that's because I'm putting power in or not, we'll see. But I just charged it up with I think I had a half a can left the other day. And I don't see any leaks anywhere. I've got dye in the system, and the pressures were actually holding. So when I connected up, there was plenty of pressure in the system. So, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just not putting enough refrigerant in there, because I don't think it can leak out and then you still have pressure. Oh, maybe it can, I don't know. But I haven't seen any dye coming out anywhere where I've got it, you know, the dye in the coolant, or in the refrigerant. But it's definitely doing that same thing as the other day now, clicking on and off. So, oh well. Won't be long out here before I get too hot and in. Cherokee traffic, experimental 2 Tango Delta, runway 5, low speed taxi Cherokee. Yeah, you see, just off now. Weird, because it ran grade 1. I charged it up, I ran it for 10 minutes, and it never went off once. You know, now it ran for quite a while, and then it's, you know, 10 minutes into it, it's not working again. Weird. Cherokee traffic, experimental 2 Tango Delta, runway 5, low speed taxi, Cherokee. AC is just not coming on at all. Well, I guess it's was on and off and then on and off, and now it's just pretty much mostly off. Yeah, I'm wondering if I don't have a problem with that trinary switch there, because it's supposed to turn things off if the pressure's too high or too low. Maybe the pressure's going too high, I don't know. Not like an expert on doing the AC by any means. Maybe I need to completely recharge it, evacuate the whole thing and do it again. Yeah, it's just not coming on at all, so I'm going to taxi back. I think I got some good data there for the ambient temperature coming down the runway there through the intake. Cherokee traffic, experimental 2 Tango Delta, clear 5, Cherokee.
Alright, so I spoke with Justin over the weekend and he wanted me to do a stress test on the installed sticks on the 7075, so I've actually got it, this right hand side stick set up so I can actually pull it out further than it normally goes, so I've disconnected the elevator linkage, and this is what it looks like beforehand on there. That's where it's going to bite on the V-groove roller, is right there just above where that wire comes out. So this is me basically pulling on it for, pulling it all the way to the right, and I want to go to 67 pounds is what the FARs sort of recommend. So that's where I'm going to shoot for. And as you see, I got there 68 pounds, I think 69 at one point. And if you look there just above that hole, you can see the tiniest little mark there, and you can't actually feel it when you're running it back and through. So that does create a tiny little mark, but it's not even any indentation. And also the one up on the other end as well, where that was, if you look carefully on there, when I roll that out of where the wheel is there, you can just see a tiny little mark there in between the wheel and the other bit there. So nothing to worry about there at all. You can't even feel that, and that was with the max force. So this is going in the other direction now. Again, just wanting to pull 67 pounds. It takes quite a lot of effort for me to do that. And I get to 68 then. And I looked on there again, and virtually just no, it should have been on the other side now, but you really can't see any impact from doing that. So I'm happy with those tests, and it hasn't damaged the stick setup that I have in there right now. So that's good. So now I got to go and figure out why my AC is turning off when the engine is hot. I think that's the clue to it. When the engines are getting really warm under the cowling there, it's making the AC turn off. So I got to figure that out. Anyway, that's my update for today. Thanks again for watching, and tune in again in the next couple of days and see what I have for you.